welcome to the Guys Podcast on Capture Media. Today is another special episode. I got my boy Tyree here. What up, bro? I got my boy Omar Salmon.
Yes, sir.
Actor, fitness influencer extraordinaire. What's good, bro? How's everything?
Everything's good.
How are you, bro?
Can't complain. Everything's good.
Bro, how's the organic acting experience? Your company that you started, right? Teaching people how to act and everything like that.
Yeah, it's actually good. I don't do as much online stuff now because I'm so busy. I have like classes overseas. When I say online, like promoting online on Instagram and stuff like that. Actually, I'm gonna get back to that actually this week, but it's going actually really well. You know, I still do classes. I do private coaching. More so a lot, and I do overseas like Zooms and things like that. Certain students and things like that. I hold workshops every once in a while, a few times a year.
Okay, that's what's up. Yo, bro, what got you into acting?
It's funny, right? Like, so I'll go back. As a kid, I always knew I wanted to do something, right?
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily know what it was, but then I saw Denzel Washington and Malcolm X. I remember seeing him in Malcolm X, and I was like, yo.
He killed that role too.
He killed it, and I thought he was actually Malcolm X.
Facts.
I didn't
Yo, were you young?
Yeah, I didn't process it when I was younger.
That's dope.
Right? And then I found out, I was like, oh, nah, this is it. Then I did some school plays and things like that, but I left it alone for some time. And then one of my sister's friends, she was like, yo, you should get into modeling. And I was like, nah, that's not my thing. She was like, well, you should probably try acting. You know, that's how I pay most of my bills. I said, oh, yeah? She was like, yeah. I said, I'll do that. She told me where to sign up and everything. When I signed up, originally, it was background acting. She was not paying her bills off this. It was a lie.
I was about to ask that.
It was a lie.
I don't know how she was paid out.
It's okay to say you have a regular job too.
Yes.
A lot of people put on Instagram, that's what their passions, that's what they're doing. But you have to have a regular job to fund that. So stop saying what you put on Instagram as your passion is your 9 to 5. It's not. Stop
she
it.
lied to me, family.
I pay my bills.
But I was already in it now. Right, I was in it. I liked it. I was on set. I was seeing certain things. So for the first 4 years, I was navigating by myself. I didn't have anybody to like guide me or anything like that. And then
somebody. What kept you in it for so long if you didn't have nobody to help you?
I liked it. Like I saw it and I liked it. Right. I liked to set up on set, and then I knew I wanted to be in front of the camera.
Yeah.
So I was trying to devise a plan on how to get in front of the camera. So I didn't know how. So I was just navigating throughout the industry, trying to figure out, talk to certain people and things like that, because I knew absolutely nothing. And this girl told me, just sign up, and I just signed up, and I was left out into the world by myself.
Now, shout out to you for being consistent, bro. To not even know where to go and to still be I'm gonna be here. Like, nah, that's respect. Respect.
And sticking with it even to this
4
day.
years, bro. To not even know, like, have no direction, no mentor, no nothing, and to say like, yo, this is what I want to do. I'm just gonna show up every day. And eventually something's gonna happen. Yeah. Nah, that's a masculine mindset, bro.
I
that's
appreciate
that.
Consistency is a masculine mindset.
Yeah, just to show up every day and with just also with the strength of faith, just like I'm gonna just show up and do the work and something gonna happen.
Yeah, I was like, somebody gonna
find me. Something that nigga. That's respect, bro.
Bro, what was your most challenging role though?
I had this role that I did, but it never came out, man. We did it. We went to Philly to do it. I had to play like this abusive kind of boyfriend guy.
Man.
Yeah, it was kind of intense. I prepped for it for like days. I remember I had a girl at the time.
How do you prep for that, bro?
Like homework, right? Like you do like lots of homework, lots of backstories, lots of just things like that.
Like
then
studying?
Emotional preps from your life, and you digging up certain things.
Yeah, you also have to dig into the mind of people who were like abusive to see like what kind of things go through their mind to make them act like that, right? And then also it's like method acting. That shit takes you to a deep, dark place.
Yeah,
bro.
it is method acting. And I'll never forget, I remember I was with a girl at that time. She was an actor too, actress, I should say. I was by her house the night before I was filming. And usually when we laying down, she like touched me or whatever it was. But that night I was like, yo,
get off.
Yeah, I'm like, don't get off of me, right?
Your character started coming in?
Yeah. But I'm like, I just don't want to be touched. To me, it was just like, I don't want to be touched, but that's how the homework kicks in. You know what I mean? All of that method stuff kicks in.
Then you started adapting.
So, after I shot it or whatever and I got it off me, she was like, next time you do something like that, don't sleep over here. She was like, you were really mean to me. Like, you were talking to me real nasty throughout the day.
It's cold.
Yeah, she was like, she couldn't deal. She was like, you talking to me nasty throughout the day. She was like, I didn't say anything, but when you didn't want me to touch you at nighttime, she goes, that was it for me. She was like, don't sleep over here next time.
That's funny,
you get really into it. You know what I mean?
Being an actor, you go to deep, dark places, bro.
Yeah.
So it's not easy being an actor, though. But I see what you're doing out here, man. I love the work, bro.
Appreciate
you. And I've seen you grinding for a long period of time, so I respect that, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
it.
What up? So, let's talk about the elephant in the room, man. What's going on with like you, right, particular, how are you navigating the world of dating, relationships, and things like that, bro? What's going on, bro? What's going on? Oh,
I'm navigating.
That laugh, nigga.
Because that's such a
that nigga did an evil ass laugh.
Yo, like evil genius.
He said, "Nigga, I'm killing the game." Nigga
nah, I'm chilling right now. I'm
chilling.
I'm chilling, man. Like how I'm navigating, I don't really think about it. You know what I mean? Usually things come to me. Right now, I'm trying to chill.
Okay.
But you know when you're trying to chill, that's when everything.
That's what niggas say.
That's when everything.
I'm trying to chill.
I'm trying to chill. Because everything. Because you know what? When you say you're trying to chill, everything starts coming towards you. Like trying to test you to see if you're really trying to chill.
Yeah.
And I be trying to chill, but sometimes you can't chill.
Yeah. I understand.
But
I understand.
So like, what do you think are the things that you had to do to become, that kind of guy that women wanted to date? That kind of guy that women wanted to be around and share your company. Like, what kind of work did you have to put in?
How you got them beating them off? How you beating them off with a stick?
That's
the phrase. That's the phrase.
I don't know if I'm doing all that.
Beating them off. That sounds crazy.
I don't know if I'm doing all that. But I would say this, right? How I became that guy.
How did you become the man to be, to be in a position to where is that, dating and having that type of
access to women is effortless to you.
Yeah. Well, I never really thought about like becoming this guy to have women or whatever it was, right? Because I usually just watched my father. When I was younger, I had my father.
Okay.
And I saw the way he operated. I saw the way he moved around and things like that.
Yeah.
I never saw him press for women or anything like that, but he had women, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And then he moved with a lot of grace and pride. So he was a hard worker, so I just knew work hard. I just emulated a lot of things after him. So I never really did it for the women or getting women, but I guess they just come with it, you know what I mean?
That's funny because the first episode we did with the podcast is literally what you're saying. It's the doing the work righteously for yourself. So you just living your life just trying to be the best you can be. And somehow, somewhere along the way, the women just keep saying to follow or fall in your lap.
Absolutely.
So that's just beautiful that you said it just like that. And that's the first thing that we talk about. So that's a lesson for all the guys out there to just do what you need to do.
Yeah.
And they'll find you. Kind of like with your acting thing. Just keep doing the work and eventually, and it's funny because what you want and how to attract it is kind of to not focus on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of counterintuitive to a lot of men. Like you think, oh, how do I get girls? And everything is like these seminars and they pay these guys and it's all these things. And it's like the easiest way to get women is to just focus on yourself.
Yeah.
And that's counterintuitive to a lot of men.
I do think it's good to get advice and things like that, right? Because you do want to know how to navigate and deal with women if you're not somebody that's just savvy to deal with women.
Right.
Some people didn't have their father to look at like I did, right? So where are you getting this game from? You need it from somewhere. But ultimately, I agree with you. It all comes back to, even once you get that information, you got to throw it away at the end of the day and just know, listen, I got to do me. And then when this comes along, when these women come along, then I can deal with them like this.
You can appropriately handle the situation.
Exactly. I know how to manage them because I got this information.
Because if you get the right woman, if she comes into your life and you don't have a good foundation, you don't have frame, you'll lose that woman.
You're fucked.
You're fucked.
You're right.
Yeah, and if you don't know certain facts about women, like that's one thing. Like they say, never cry in front of your woman, but I'll just extend it to never show excessive weakness in front of your woman.
Right.
And men may not understand that, and like you said, they'll lose their woman. So you might have a good girl, and you might do a couple weak things in front of her, not understanding that what your role in your position is as a man, and how she views you as a superhero.
Right.
And the moment that you crack, what that does to her and what that makes her feel worried. A woman's whole existence is about finding security to a degree.
Right.
So when you provide that security for her, and that is a beautiful thing. But the moment that you show excessive weakness, you break that illusion for her. Like because for us, we're providing that security, but there's a lot of shit that we deal with that we're actually afraid to deal with.
Right.
But to them, we just look like Superman.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But that was just.
It's like it's crazy. I heard somebody say, if your mom cries, you still think that there's a chance, right, of things working out. But when your father cries, something is seriously wrong.
Seriously wrong,
right?
1000%.
It's crazy. And a lot of times females will tell you things that will make you feel like they won't be turned off or won't think of you or look at you any differently. But a lot of times attraction is not logical. Women they don't know what might make them unattracted. So it's safe to say that, you never know who's able to tolerate what. So just be able to, figure it out, talk to guys that go through the same thing that you go through, because men and women deal with different things, right? There's a masculine burden of performance that a lot of men go through that women will never understand. So talk to guys who actually are going through something similar, and then go to your girl after it's worked out.
I agree. And I like what you said about excessive weakness, right? Because I'll also say this. If you have a weak moment in front of your girl and she wants to leave you or go see the next guy because you had a moment, that's not your girl. You get what I'm saying? She's for everybody.
I agree with
you get what I'm saying?
I 100% agree with that.
You get what I'm saying? But if you're doing it too much now you gotta come on, that's
because
on you.
Your job as a leader is, and like I said,
but let me say, I gotta say this too, right? A lot of times when like my girl will come to me and she will say, yo, this is that, and she'll come and vent to me, and I try to problem solve her. A lot of times she doesn't want to hear solutions.
She just wants to talk.
She wants to talk and vent and just want me to be the ear. So I always say, I personally, I strongly believe that women are not built to handle male problems. So you're not doing anything productive by sharing those problems with her. Figure it out, right? Figure it out. Like I said, talk to other men that you can relate to who goes through the same thing that you go through. Then later you can say, yeah, babe, it was a little blip, but I handled it. There's nothing that spells security more than a woman knowing that her man can handle adversity.
Yes, right? But to piggyback off of that, we're going to have a lot of this. I can tell, right? But the thing about that is this. I think sometimes, not everything, right? But I do think sometimes you could tell her the problem, but you don't need her to figure it out for you, right? Necessarily. But tell her the problem. And then when the problem is handled, she's like, oh, he did that. You get what I'm saying? Like, I've had situations.
So do you volunteer, or do you wait till she asks you?
No, I'm not volunteering nothing.
She asks you.
No.
But
like,
how
she has to see
but,
something.
But how would she even know to even ask if there was a problem?
Maybe she, at least for me, right?
Maybe she can send something?
Yes, it takes a lot for me to look like I'm worried about something or something is heavy on me, right? Because we're just used to handling a lot. At least I know I am, right? I'm used to just handling a lot. So if she sees something bothering me, it's because something is weighing heavy on me.
Gotcha.
Right? And then she's doing what she's supposed to do in her nature, right? She's trying to console you. So you want to know that your woman cares. So you can tell her something, you know what I mean? But you're not looking for her to figure it out. So when you tell her, be like, nah, but I'm figuring it out. And then you get to figuring it out. And that's also should light the fire under your ass to figure it out. Because now you know she's watching, to see how you're going to handle it. If you fold, then,
My thing too, is that a lot of guys don't want to do things because it'll hurt them up front. I'm about the long game.
Yes,
there's a lot of things that don't make sense, right, to logical people, but I know why I do it. Right. For instance, being able to stand on 10 toes and your feet, and being able to actually, when you feel disrespected or compromised, walk away, knowing that she'll come back after she respected you after the fact. She realized a lot of times when you give guys advice and you tell them things about dealing with females, they might look at the initial reaction to think that was a bad choice, right, in doing what they did. But a lot of times, a lot of the progress and benefit are things that's unseen. Right. There's an unspoken word of respect that you'll get by standing up and just having certain principles.
Absolutely.
So I agree with you, right? Like you have to, if that problem can actually affect the whole the life of the family, you got to talk about it. But I would argue, like I said, I think that as a man, you have to be able to be equipped to understand no one's here to save you. A lot of times you're not going to get that help. You're going to have to figure it out. And I think it makes you stronger when you don't have help sometimes. I think when you need, answers and you fight hard to get those answers on your own, a lot of times, you build yourself up so that you have experience to handle it again.
1,000%.
Right? So, but I mean, I agree with you.
Yes.
But also, too, that's just my little, caveat to that. Two things. I mean, none of us are wrong. It's just like a different variation of that.
And even to add on to that, and that's just why, first of all, I love.
And don't forget, I gotta get back to your father because I want to ask you some questions about that, about the upbringing and all that, how that affected you. But
I wanted to go into this is why I love religion. To me, religion is just philosophy, with stories.
Yes, sir.
Like theatrics, and so it's like in religion they talk about this God, man, woman, and child, in that order, right? And I believe there's so much in that, and just to go to what you're saying, it's like. It's lonely.
And this is according to religions too.
Yeah.
Right? God,
man, woman, child. And I believe that order and a hierarchy there's a lot in that. And I think like you're supposed to be for your children and woman what God is for you. A sense of
that's deep.
A sense of refuge, a place to go for knowledge, for when they have problems,
guidance.
You literally cultivate the environment for them to grow in just the same way God cultivates the environment for you to grow in.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and on top of that, if you think about it, like a man's journey is a lonely journey because we provide protection and love and provision, but we're not necessarily a part of that.
Facts. That's facts, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's deep.
She's protected, but who protects you? You are the protector.
Like a lot of times, guys, they pay for the birthday party, but get the shit end of the stick because the dad's not at the birthday party.
I'm not here to enjoy it.
That man might be working, but then it's like money doesn't grow on trees.
Right.
So it's like it's hard a lot of times. I'm gonna piggyback of what you said about not being there, but providing. A lot of times, what makes a man, being able to provide for his family takes him out the house.
Yeah.
And especially, I always say this: women want successful men, but they don't want busy men.
1,000%.
How can you want a successful man but don't want a busy man? How can you want a man with ambition but don't want a busy man?
That's why I'm scammers.
Yeah. How can you not want a man that's a 9-to-5er but don't want a busy man? You can't have it both. So, going back to the childhood thing, my father, a lot of times, I'm lucky because I was able to spend time with my dad because he took me everywhere. But a lot of times, you have fathers that are busy, not doing things that are beneficial for the family, but really, really working hard, cutting deals, traveling. It's hard for him to be there, but he works hard so that everything is running, so that private school is paid for, the house is paid for, so the moms don't have to work as a necessity, but as just being elective. You know what I'm saying? Also,
Christmas is Christmas, and birthdays are birthdays because dad does what you got to do, and it's unseen. And that's what I mean by like you have to be to your woman and child what God is to you. Like you know what I'm saying? And so that is a difficult journey.
I agree, but I gotta say this only because it's on my conscience, right? And I'm like so God fearing.
Talk your shit,
well, you can never be.
Yo, wait, give me
nothing.
You can never be. All right, finish. You can never be what God is, but you want to try to. You the spirit of that, like
I agree with you on that, but I'm just saying I need to clear my conscience on that because. Or I just need to clear the air because, I don't want any blood on my hands for shit like that. But what I would say is this. I agree with you. But we also have to understand as men, because a lot of us get drunk off the power of that, right? Oh, I'm the head of the household and this, that, and the third.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I was saying to this.
Even though.
That's what I said to this
nigga. Hold on. Yeah. Even though.
But I never was dictator. I was just saying be honest and upfront.
No, you could be a dictator, right? But dictator in what way? Like if I'm following God, right, and I'm under this type of rule,
right,
then you should follow me. But if I'm off course, and she's giving me truth. I gotta submit to that.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
100%
so just because I'm the head of the household, that doesn't mean I am God.
But that goes back to only picking women that is capable of giving you good advice.
Yes, but I'm just saying. But what I was saying was we get power drunk.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Somebody might hear that message.
Some of us, you're exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to clear. Some of us may feel like, oh yeah, well, it's God than me. We don't see him here, so then we answering to your authority, and you may be leading us into a ditch. So,
but that's where self-awareness comes in, right?
But this is what I'm saying. Yeah. When you drunk off power,
but this is
you drunk off that Henny.
But this is
you're not aware. You know what I'm saying?
But this is why too though. That's what I'm saying. Every man is not built to lead a family.
No, 1,000%. But I just said I'm clearing my conscience.
Oh, your conscience.
You get what I'm saying?
Oh, I know you. You don't have to clear your conscience.
No.
I know how you.
They don't know me.
Okay, got you.
No, he's right.
But
he's right.
Listen, man. Like, in order to even be in a position to where is that you think that of yourself, I would hope
that you earned it.
That you earned it.
That you earned it.
Right?
But a lot of men haven't earned it, and they want to be called king. But that's a real thing, though. And a lot of men want to be this respect that isn't
self-proclaimed titles, right?
Yes. I wouldn't say a lot of men, right? There's some men because there are a lot of men that don't get the credit that they deserve, and there are a lot of men who are capable of leading households, but they're with women who.
But being a man is a thankless job. You'll never get. A lot of times you'll never get the credit.
You'll never get your.
Bro, I was in. Listen, bro, not to cut you, bro. I was in Spain, right? Me and my girl, we was in Madrid, and we actually happened to we was having dinner, and we're social people sometimes. We were talking to another family. They had their kids with them, husband and a wife, beautiful family. They were actually from Northeast, but they moved to Wyoming, whatever. Homie was a botanist. The wife was a chemical engineer, right? And just hearing that gentleman talk, how he works hard for his family, and nothing gives him more happiness than being with his family.
Yeah.
Wakes up in the morning, takes his kid on, fishing, hunting, and just seeing how the kid was looking at his dad when he was speaking. After we had our dinner and, we exchanged our goodbyes and things like that, I shook his hand, I gave him a hug. Something in me said, give this man a hug, man. I gave him a hug, but I gave him a hug because he really deserved it. And I said, listen, and I pulled him to the side. I said, man to man, I respect you. We need more fathers like you. And you're being noticed. Yo, that man almost teared, bro.
Yeah.
That man almost teared.
He doesn't
hear that, bro.
He doesn't hear that.
Moms get all the love.
All the love. They get all the credit.
It's crazy.
They get all the credit. You don't, like Chris Rock said, you don't ever hear somebody say, Dad,
thanks for
keeping the lights on. They don't say none of that.
What do Dad get? The big piece of chicken.
That's it. If that.
That's what Chris Rock said. It's a fact, bro.
If that. You know what I mean? Yo, it's so crazy, right? And y'all can probably cut this if you want, but it's so crazy. Last night.
We're not cutting nothing.
We're not cutting nothing.
Nigga stupid. I like that, nigga.
Yo, I was parking last night, right? Like I was waiting for parking on my block. Yo, I'm out there a half hour. So I drive up.
It's getting bad out here with the parking.
I know, but I drive up. There's this woman standing in the spot. I pull up on her, I said, Miss, I need that parking. I'm about to park.
Need that.
She goes, my husband is coming. I said, your husband gonna have to give that up on parking. So I pull up to park in reverse. He doesn't, but then now he pulls up behind me. I get out the car, man, right? And I felt, and I knew how I looked. I had my hoodie on, I had my thing on. I knew how it looked, and I looked intimidating or whatever.
And you got me on speed dial.
Yeah, right.
You know what time it is.
But I looked, and I went to him, and I said to him, he wound down the window. I said, no, I said, that's your husband? She said, yeah. I said, let me talk to him. He winds down the window. I go, my man, I've been waiting for a parking half hour. I need that. Right, he goes, all right, man. And I heard his voice tremble.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, but just by the way she spoke to me when I first pulled up, I said, nah, this man he gonna deal with a lot. He going there. She gonna say something to him. Like, oh, you get that, man?
Wait, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
Misusing masculinity.
No.
Wait,
no.
That's gonna segue to what he.
Yes, that's
but
the
hold
topic.
on.
I'm sorry.
It's so much. It's so much.
I'm sorry. I get it.
Hold on. So I looked at him. I said, I looked at him. I said,
you can have it.
You live here? He said, yeah, I'm right there.
And you just need to go see something.
You gave it to him. You know why?
Wait,
I said,
just need to go see something.
I live here too. But I said, my fault, man. Take the parking. You're a neighbor. Right? He goes,
and that's men. Respect, right?
No, but you even decent.
Wait.
Let me finish.
I said, take the spot. You're a neighbor.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, yeah, no, it's all right. I said, no. Take the spot, man. My fault. I'm sorry. Right? I had no reason to apologize, but I said, I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
No, that was masculine.
I think this
guy.
That was the most masculine.
That was the most masculine thing you did. I'm gonna tell you why. But go ahead.
And I think this guy was coming across. He was like, no, I feel bad, man. I said, no. Matter of fact, look, I said to this other guy, you coming out? He's like, yeah, but it's gonna be some time. I said, yo, take the parking. I'm gonna take this one. I'll wait for him to come out. He coming out soon. He was like, all right, man, thanks. And I gave him the parking. But I gave him the parking only because the way his wife was so aggressive with me.
That's why I said that's the most masculine.
I knew when he got in the house,
he was gonna
hear some shit.
Because he didn't
or
stand
later on,
you a bitch.
You let that motherfucker take the parking and I was standing there.
And guess what?
Yeah.
That can lead your man to a crash dummy mission. You know what's so crazy? Oh?
That goes back to the topic.
You know what's so crazy? I always noticed this. Women rarely verbally disrespect other women because they know there's a invisible potential of violence.
Mm-hmm.
When men talk, you're very careful how you talk to other men. No matter if he's big, short talk.
Because you don't know.
When two men talk, even if there's a disagreement, there's a respectful.
Yes.
Because you know this can go left, and you can lose your life over this.
You can lose your life.
So how you handle that, I wanna commend you, and I wanna just say I appreciate how you handle that, bro. Because also too, a lot of times a man might not want that kind of smoke, but because his woman is there,
he has to.
He want to save face.
He has to.
It's that pride. My woman's watching me. Let me go, and you might bite off more than you could chew. And a lot of men get killed.
Crash test
for a situation. And I know you wanted to bring up a topic, which was we talked about females misusing masculinity.
The misuse of male protection. And I feel like the reason why you probably was more adamant. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Was she Was she adamant about this is my parking
spot? Yeah, she was.
Yes, like and I feel like that's what made you.
And you know why she did that? Because she know that.
That's why I was like, I'm taking that parking.
Oh, and she did that because she is a woman and she knows
that she's not the fighter in this fight.
Yeah. Exactly.
That was on him. She's calling the fight for somebody else.
Yes.
She's misusing this male's protection,
and she's not even protecting.
And she didn't know if
and that's what I was going.
And she didn't know if you had a bad day.
And I was tight because I was out there waiting for a half hour.
You could have been on that kind of timing.
Yes.
You could have been gripped up. All that. People get killed over parking space.
Right.
Watch Bronx Tale.
Yeah.
People killed over that.
She were you waiting? Fight because she was in her ego and her pride.
Yes, and that's why I said to him, I need that. Because of her, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then when he responded to me,
the way that
I felt,
you saw he was being a bully because you saw in the sense that you had the upper hand.
Yeah.
And you said, and that's why I said that was the most masculine thing you did because you know why? There's a lot of men who would have saw a fight easily won and would have doubled down on that. But what you did was you said, and this is like warrior samurai level shit. Like you was like, you know what? For the sake of him and being able to go home to his wife and still be the man of his house.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
I want you to still be the man.
So for him to be the man,
house.
yo, that's so deep. You did that, which bro, I respect what you just said. You said so that man can
go home and still be the man of his house. You allowed him to go home and still be the man, bro.
Yes, I would have been like, if I was him, I would be like, wait, can I secretly go? And I mean it.
You better park across
I'm like, yo. You know, I want to still be the man in my crib.
Yeah.
I don't want to sleep on the couch.
Can I yell at you? And a nigga will understand that, bro.
I don't want to sleep on the couch. Can I do that? You got it.
Yeah, you got it.
Come here.
Yeah, nigga. And don't let it ever happen again.
Okay, man.
All right, man.
Facts.
Right, play the role.
That's why I said
that. But ladies, please stop misusing your man's masculinity, right?
And that goes to show this too, though, right? Yeah. When you have a woman like that, she's not really a woman in her nature because she's a consoler, right? So she should be protecting that man from any type of
potential
violence or any. Don't put him in any harm.
Even if you know your man is that kind of guy,
get like that.
You don't want him to go to prison.
Not want you to fight.
You don't want him to do that because he's taking chances that can take him
away
from you
and the kids if you have children and things.
And guess what she's gonna do when you locked up for 25 years, whatever?
Move on. And this is
Tyrone.
He going
be in them guts.
But that's why I wanted to dig deeper in that. And then what you said, and you said it. There's requirements to being a protected woman. There's a certain way you have to conduct yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there are certain women that I work with who I say, like, if they got into certain situations, I would step in just because I know they're classy women and they probably didn't start it. I know that they conduct themselves in such a way that if a man is antagonizing this woman, he started it because the way that she conducts it. So when you are a woman who has a man that's willing to do that for you, you don't put yourself in compromising positions that might require him to step in.
Absolutely.
If you know what his role is and that he's willing to die for you, you don't put him in unnecessary positions to die for you.
Also, too, what if it's your sister? I know guys whose sisters got abused. They went over there, they beat the guy up, and then she's back with the guy. So it's like, man, it's tough when a woman has her mind made up. Even if she's asking for your help, you have to know the big picture, man.
Because a lot of guys, every time a woman calls me for something, I need to know what happened.
Facts. A lot of guys have gotten killed, right, for protecting a stranger, and yet
they didn't know the whole story.
They didn't know the whole story.
And that's why what you did was respectful. You went to the man and you spoke to him.
Yeah.
Because I think that's important too. What happens is guys hear what a woman tells them. Yo, he did such and such to me, and they come in on time.
Imagine he would have came in hot.
Yeah.
And I've learned this, right? And it may sound chauvinistic or whatever it is, but I've learned too.
They shouldn't be involved in that conversation.
I don't talk to women, family. Like when it's a heated debate,
me too.
I don't want to talk to you.
I want to talk to the man who's responsible.
Let me talk to him because shit will go left. She's gonna say some crazy shit, and then now I might want to do something, or this whole thing might go left. You might get him killed. You might get me killed because of some crazy shit that you just said.
You feel it. Yeah.
So I don't. Sometimes women say, I'm like, I'm not talking to you. Yeah. I'm like, I want to talk to. I want to. Don't talk to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm like, respect. Tell your girl, please stop talking to me. Yeah. Right? Because once you allow her to go off the handle, you have to take responsibility for whatever she does now.
Yeah, and
so whatever I do or however this goes, it's on you. It's on you. You get what I'm saying? It's not on her no more. It's on you.
But you know what's so funny? Oh, my grandmother even said it. This is old school. My grandmother and my aunties, my grandmother's sister say, when my husband get into a confrontation, she said back in the day, I let the men handle it.
Let them handle it.
I let them, because I can only make the situation worse.
100%. But remember the story? You remember the story with the guy who shot the upstairs neighbor for the noisy shit?
Yes.
And how the woman stepped in and her.
She got that man killed.
Yes, nigga. Yes.
She got. You see how emotional I got? She got that man
killed. I said
killed.
the same fucking shit.
And then what she did? She
and
ran in the
house.
house.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's like
throw this shit,
they cause problems and then they run away.
And they run about to throw this shit.
I need whatever's in this cup, man.
Red Bull, Henny, and Cranberry.
But yeah, man.
But no, because it's about the fact that, like you said, she let her ego and pride, because she had protection. And what women do, they get that.
He was a big guy too.
Yeah, but the thing is that shit got him killed. And the fucking shit is like it's like they have their hand on a nuke. And they don't have the fucking discernment to know when to call the nuke. And so she went out there running her fucking mouth, and this man came upstairs with a gun, and her being out of putting him.
But not only got her
son killed.
Got her son killed too. Not just her partner, her love interest, but got her son killed in vicious fashion. Vicious fashion.
And the fucked up part is that wasn't even his kids, man.
That's
what?
Crazy.
That wasn't even his kids. Oh, he was stepfather.
Kid.
Well, he was a stepfather. That
Stepfather.
That wasn't even his kid. So he died. That's a whole nother story. But
that's a whole other.
That's a whole other problem.
But you see, when they get, and just like I grew up, when women were talking, I couldn't be in the room.
That's right.
Or if I wasn't in the room, you had to shut your mouth. And half the time they were telling me leave.
And my aunties got a rule.
My grandmother.
I leave.
Leave.
Yeah. And I respected that.
I
respected that.
Because even if they did let me go and I said something, I laughed. What are you laughing at? Get out of here.
Right.
You shouldn't even be here.
Listen,
and then you're gonna speak.
Right.
You got it. So I don't get involved in women's situation unless it goes left and they're not handling it properly.
Right.
And I don't want them in my situation because you can potentially get me
respectfully. So now look, right? Because man, I rock with these guys. I love these guys. So we could be here talking all day.
But you said something about dads.
Yeah, I know. So I'm gonna get to that. I'm saying like we went off on a tangent. But I want to know. I want to go back to like you and your upbringing. How did your father influence you, positively, and what kind of influence did he have over you now, even as a grown man, towards that? How did that help you navigating the dating world, and what did you see from him that, you took from to say, you know what, I'm gonna do it this way, and I do it that way.
Question.
So to me, my father was like, he was like the illest person in the world, right? Even now I think he was like the best.
He passed away.
Yeah, he passed away in like 2017. But I think he was like the best. Anytime I think about it, I'm like, yo, my father was a genius.
Cold motherfucker, right? Yeah, I know what you mean.
Just the way he handled himself. Yeah, he had his flaws and things like that. But to me,
everyone has flaws.
He was.
You know what I found?
Bro, everyone has flaws, so we don't ever talk about that.
Yeah.
But
you know what I found myself like with, because my grandfather, I told you, was like the stoic man in my life who I saw operate like the same way you say your father was to you, and I always try to get into like what is the mindset he had to be able to deal with the shit that he was dealing with, because like there's a lot of things he had kids, mortgages, he went through divorces and all of that shit, and like to see him, I never was able to tell that by the way he operated in my day-to-day life. Right. So I'm like, what the fuck, what mindset did he have? Like, was he as fucking like, because for me, I don't know about you personally, but for me, like as I go through shit in my day-to-day life, I feel like this shit is stressful. It's anxiety, like just even navigating, trying to be a proper, upright, upstanding man is difficult. Right. So for my grandfather to walk around with that level of stoicism and for him to do it and carry that weight. Right. So like, what the fuck was going through his mind? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how is he like a superhero to me and like that's the way because when you talk about your father, I see that same way. Like a man, like you just be like, how the fuck is he just like this cold? Like this man is just feeling, moving, like just your hero.
Our fathers, our grandpas, our uncles, our first role models, right?
And that just goes into how lonely that journey is, because I don't know what he was bearing underneath all of that, but to me, he was my strong grandfather. Right. Like man, I would call anytime shit go down, but I don't know what the fuck he was going through. Right. Like you know what I'm saying? So that's just crazy to me.
And also too, I know like on the other podcast we were talking about like men. Having, extramarital affairs, whatever. Yeah. Like, my father and mom was married. Love my father to death. I had the best father in the world. Like, what he did, right, on that level was between him and my mom. Right. It never affected me or how I felt about him. Right. Yeah. So to answer that question, everyone's different, but I can only speak like me as a grown man, well into my 30s.
When did you find out though?
I found out.
Because I feel like if you found out,
you know what's crazy? Like, you know what's so crazy? Like, I always knew something, because like I would like my father would actually at times would like take me around like other kids, but at that time I didn't know. But whether I found out then
Well, when,
that little bit,
when
right?
do you think you found out? Because I think that
I
kind of
understood a little bit, but didn't have the full understanding of it.
What age?
I don't remember what age, but it never affected me, right? To that point, to whereas that I looked at him any differently.
Yeah, same.
My father was the greatest, and and as a man now, I would never. That's between him and my mom,
right.
What they went through, right? That that didn't take away from what my father did for me, and that's why I always tell you, we gotta judge men separately, right? That's between him and his wife. His accomplishments, him being a good father, that's something totally different. That's separate. So it just like, and the things that my father gave me is beyond, anything that I could have gotten if it was monetarily or things of that nature. So just to answer that with the
it's
podcast.
good that you're able to separate the two. And, I also commend your mother too, because and your mother never put a bad image of your father.
Never.
You know what I'm saying? Even after, because she had the control of the narrative after he passed.
Facts. But also too, Tado, the crazy thing is, like I was saying, I'm well into my 30s. My father died when I was 8. Yeah. But my life, with those 8 years of life, it was so fulfilled.
Right.
My father taught me so much. He did so much for me. My father was an on-hands father. Like, I would beg to go with him everywhere. He'd be like, no, your mom misses you. I'm going to be away for a while. Yeah. But he would let me go. My father would, instead of giving me like fast food, he would cook for me. Right. And then my father was the main provider. My mom was a housewife. My mom had so much time, right? So she used to go on trips with me. She was chaperoning my school. My mom used to come to school and stay there and help the other kids, right? And growing up, I saw that. I would come home, my mom would have the house smelling, great. Oatmeal cookies would be in the oven. So I grew up seeing that kind of dynamic. And obviously my father was well off, good looking guy. And what he did, outside of that, that's between him and my mom. But I bow to my father. Like, I love him to death.
When you found out, and I'm only asking because I'm curious, because I'm curious. And I'll tell you why. But like, when you found out your father had extra children or whatever, what age were you?
Well, I knew because it was before my mother.
Oh, okay.
So he came into the situation already. That's a little different. That's that's more acceptable. It's not like he went out and did anything.
Yeah, no, he didn't have any.
Okay, because I asked that too because I feel like, depending on what age you find out could also depend on how you look at that. When you're a kid, that might hurt a little more. When you're older and you're a man and you understand your urges, it's easier to understand your father the older you get because you start to understand the energy
because you're going into your manhood.
Yeah, because as you come into these certain experiences, you be like, well, I understand why you probably was married, but you still cheated because I understand my own urges as a man. Yeah. So for you to be a good father and still cheat it is more feasible to me as I'm older than when you're younger.
And ladies, even if you have a situation with your husbands, let that child grow up and figure it out on his own. Don't put that energy.
Wait, no, that's a good question. What do you think should happen?
Hold on. I never answered your question about what was your question
so
about?
So how did he influence you, right? And seeing him, how he moved, how did that play a part in your life?
Yes. I think it was massive, right? Because even now, as I am as a grown man, the way I handle certain situations, I saw him handle it that way. If things didn't stress him, especially with women, I'm slow Armand. Like, so I would be like,
you Jamaican?
Yeah.
Once you said that, I could the whole thing. Multiple families, Jamaican. He probably worked hard as hell. Probably worked 12, 15-hour shifts.
Listen, my partner, he was an engineer, so it was.
So he was getting chicken. Don't let the Caribbean man be able to afford a second family.
But it wasn't even a second family.
Bro, all my Haitian friends growing up, their fathers always had different women. You know what's so crazy? We're gonna bring a woman on the podcast who I was talking to. She's an older Haitian woman, and she was saying that she knows what it is in the house, and she accepts it because he takes care of home. She said this.
If it ain't nothing, if it's not fucked up,
don't fix it. Though it ain't broke.
Listen, if the house is good, you're taking care of, you're good, emotionally stable, then he not doing anything crazy. He's not no disrespect. No woman is coming to you. He's not bringing no disease.
Then he's fulfilling his job as a man.
And he's doing whatever would you even know if he didn't tell you? That's what we have to. Would you know?
I get what you said.
No, right? You wouldn't know. So let that. I'm not.
Wait, hold on.
Let that man do him. Don't disrupt the peace.
Oh, they gonna come after you. Yeah. Oh, they gonna come for you.
Let that man cheat.
I need the heat off me.
Let that man cheat in peace. Nigga said.
Wait.
I'm not condoning cheating.
Wait, stop.
I got questions.
Wait.
I'm not condoning it.
Wait, hold on, wait.
Nah, nigga, you
I'm
got
glad
the
tag team,
play-by-play.
nigga.
Nigga have to play-by-play. Nigga,
Wait,
so I don't
I need
condone
the heat
this.
off me. I'm tag teaming. I'm gonna let O finish because I've been taking so much heat.
Listen.
Bro.
My thing is this.
Ladies,
right?
the FedEx, when you, listen, I'm sorry to cut you off, bro.
Yes.
When you leave that, now, every man shouldn't be able to do that. Don't accept that from a man who's broke, who's a bum, who's not taking care. If he's not providing, provisioning, and doing what he needs to do as a man, get rid of him, ladies. But I'm saying, do what you want to do. But what I'm saying is, if you find a man who he's the best you can get, he's doing everything, and you leave him, the next man that you think is going to be faithful will do the same thing if given the chance, opportunity.
And even if he doesn't do it, right?
Is it as good as being with that other guy?
Would he be doing the same thing as what the other guy was doing, other than not cheating? You know what I mean? So you lose.
It's like
So now we have to weigh this. Is this worth it? You know what I mean?
And guess what? What makes a man substantial in a relationship, what makes a man valuable,
they gonna
takes
kill
a lot.
me off this shit.
But
fuck it.
Yeah, you know some bitches. I know you. What?
No acting.
But I'ma
you know how
say-
niggas say no cap, no act. Because he's acting, no act. Well, listen, bro.
Some bitches off of that.
And listen, bro. When
I'm
you are a man, you have to do so many things before you check the boxes to be ready for a relationship. And I'm saying this out of my own self-requirements. I wouldn't even be with a woman, right, if I knew that I didn't bring certain things to the table.
Right.
As a woman, you have to bring things to the table too. But the things that make a man great, he has to go outside the fucking house to get.
And go get it.
Right?
And make
Right?
it,
The things that make a man great, he can't stay in the house. He has to go outside the house. As a woman, if you have dreams and ambitions and everything, we'll support that. But even if you don't, we'll still love you.
Yes.
My girl can say, babe, I don't want to work no more. And I'm going to hold it down.
Right.
Yeah, everything.
I'm never going to look at her any differently.
All she has to do is preserve her, everything about them, they have to preserve. Her body, her mind, her spirit.
But you also have, if you're doing your job, like if she doesn't want to work, then you have to be a helpmeet to me. You know what I mean? You have to be inspiring me.
But my problem is
another topic I wanted to go into.
But my problem is this though. You can't expect your wife to cook you meals and clean the house if she's working as hard as you outside.
Right.
Like I'm tired. Like now, this is for
I'll say this.
fellas.
The reason why I agree with you, right?
Right.
With that. What if she's working as hard as you?
Like if she's doing like if
she's
you got
working 40 hours and you working 40 hours.
Y'all go split the cooking.
You might split the cooking. Yo, I'm telling the guys, if your girl's working 40 and you working 40, fellas, take your ass in that kitchen. You cook the food too.
But I'm saying this, if that's the case, if that's also the case, right? Because and you want a woman that's gonna be cooking for you and things like that, because any woman that I deal with, they cook for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you want a woman that's gonna cook for you, and she's doing that, then you shouldn't be having a woman. You know what I mean? You just shouldn't be dating a woman, because if she has to be putting in that amount of work that you're putting in or whatever, or she can't call you when she's in a jam for whatever she needs. If this is your woman,
Right.
she can't, not just a regular chick that you want to date.
Right.
If she can't call you when she's in a jam, and she knows like you can still take care of your shit and help her with her shit,
100%.
then you shouldn't be with her. You know what I mean? Because if I'm working 40 hours and you working 40 hours and I'm paying everything or I'm paying most of this shit, I want my food, family.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't care about the 40 hours.
But this goes into what I was saying. Like, see, when we talk about masculinity and femininity, they're actually energies more so than it is something that, just because you're a man doesn't make you masculine. Just because you're a woman, it doesn't make you feminine.
Facts.
And so when you put a woman in masculine positions, you're actually being detrimental to your relationship. So when you're forcing her to have to work as hard as you're working,
absolutely,
you're not going to get the maximum femininity out of your woman because she is forced to do masculine shit.
Yeah, but let's say this, right? Because I got to speak for the average man.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just gonna speak.
Yeah, I'm an average man. I'm not saying.
No, I'm just. But this is a thing that needs to be known, because I know there's this whole term running around. I value this and higher under that, this, that, and the third. Everyone is saying this about, I shouldn't be paying for this, that, and the third. 70 to 80% of people out there living check to check in the United States of America.
Fact.
So
only 15% of men are making 100K. 15%.
Think about this.
You do the math on that.
So if that's the case, right? It's not him forcing her to do it, especially in black households. Yeah. He's not forcing her to go out and do it. It's what's required of us. Now, should we still lose our roles around the house because you have to work what I have to work, because if that's the case, you got to cut the grass too, right? You should go out there, take the garbage out. You should mow the lawn when shit break in the house. You should grab your screwdriver, miss, and start screwing shit up. Don't call me.
I get what you're saying.
I still have my role to do.
Right.
So you still have your role to do when it's time to cook, when it's time to clean certain things. That's just what we still have our roles and duties to do that put us in our feminine energy and put us in our masculine energy.
But that goes
but like I understand what you're saying, right? But I also want to piggyback off him is that even if you have your roles, a woman can't fully flourish in that
Absolutely,
femininity.
I agree with that.
If she has to worry about the things that
that the roof
you have to worry about. No. You feel me?
But he's saying there's other things that men.
It's like taking a player from one team and you're trading for that player, and you're putting him in a role that he's not used to.
No, I agree with that. I'm not negating that at all. I'm just stating there are other things that come into play as well.
No, of course.
There's other things that men provide.
But I honestly believe, yes, there are more average men that are not average. But I truly believe that average is also a mindset. It's your willingness to stay average, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to go into what he's willing to do. We're just talking about
where he's
the
at
facts.
Right now.
Well, listen, right?
So $53,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? And
listen. If a man's making $53,000 a year, bro, you might have to just like learn how to, do certain things that you want her to do, that you expect her to do. You gotta help out.
No. That's what I'm saying. You gotta help out.
That,
but also, I agree.
Like you said, everyone's throwing high value. I'm just like a lot of men out there can't produce what they say they can. So you can't be asking. Right. And I'm a king. I want a woman to be in her feminine, and you don't provide a safe space for her to be in her feminine.
1,000%.
But I will also say this, right?
To a degree.
This is the last thing I'm going to say about this. She's not in her feminine, and this, that, and the third. It's either you're feminine or you're not.
No, so that's a different.
That's a whole other argument.
No, that's a whole other argument.
But
wait, that's a whole other argument. That's a whole other argument. Meaning, no. So right, let me say this, right? So, and like I was telling you this too. Feminine duties and behaving feminine is two different things, right?
Okay.
You could have a woman who does all the traditional things that housewives did back in the day, but behaves and has a masculine character. You can have a woman who's feminine looking and behaving, but doesn't do the things that are required, quote unquote, as her feminine duties within the house, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that, yes, I agree. Right?
So that's not feminine, brother.
No, it's not. But what I'm saying is this, though. But we're talking about two different things. What I'm saying is, women. I don't agree. I agree with you as far as when I hear women say, "I need a man to put me in my feminine." A masculine man is not going to say, "Oh, I'm feminine."
I'm a masculine.
I'm feminine.
So you feel
like I'm feminine until. I
get a feminine woman put in my masculine.
So
you masculine or you not? You feminine or you not?
No, I agree with that. But it's like I said, a woman can be feminine, but a guy still expects her to cook and all the shit.
But a feminine woman wouldn't even allow a certain type of man to come in and take her on.
No, I agree.
And as a masculine man, you shouldn't even try to take on a certain type of masculine woman.
No, I agree. But at the same time, too, you have to create a space for her to be able to provide that comfortably,
you have to
bro.
be the guy already.
And money comes with that, too,
Yes, it does.
Yeah, you got to make that
But it does. But I'm just saying, there are
other things outside of that, yeah.
There are other things outside of that, and there are certain men who are masculine that just don't make that kind of money right now.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Facts.
So there's always, it's 7, you mean to tell me 80% of people living check to check
are not masculine?
And come on, family.
But I would argue too, though, masculinity, right? A huge part of masculinity is about resources, right? It's not, see, one thing that's for certain is
I would say it's about control of your environment.
Wait, let me just say one thing. What people have to understand is not one thing that makes you masculine. It's a bevy of things.
Right.
It's how you take care of your body.
Right.
Yeah.
It's being able to be rational, right? And logical over emotional, right? Being able to have other people, peers, and like-minded people who respect you, right?
Right.
Being principled, standing on morals, right? But also, too, you have to be able to provide, because every masculine man, right, typically will want a family, right? And before you get to the point where you think you even are thinking about a family, you have to be able to know you can provide for that family.
Yes, that's why I say you shouldn't be in a relationship.
Yeah, facts.
You shouldn't have that woman.
Yeah, facts.
You get me? Like, so it just goes back to
So
that.
you're saying dating is not for anybody who is in progress?
So are you saying that broke niggas shouldn't date though?
Oh, they shouldn't date. They shouldn't date in committed relationships, right? Because it's like
because now I'm telling you to go and bust jibs. Now we just have babies that's out here. So no.
So you think they should be isolated until they get to the point?
Until you get your shit right.
So however long that takes,
that's on you, good brother. You better get a hustle.
Right. So, but that
you
goes
better
back
get a hustle, get some bread, do something.
But that goes back into what I was telling him before and about this whole because I was thinking about monogamy and all of this shit. And why is it so difficult? Because nature, right? He was like, if monogamy was something that was natural for us, it would be easier, right? Like you would think it would be easier, but like you said, there's so much discipline involved in being monogamous, right? And so I was like, is it best for men to marry early or later?
But why should we have to be disciplined, right, with things that we're biologically wired to do?
But that's religion versus science.
That's why it produces
order. But that's the whole thing. So let me get at you 1 second.
Come on, family.
I love you, but I gotta get at you.
Yes, please.
Listen, right? It produces order because I understand it.
I agree.
Less wars happen, right? Because when a man's in a relationship, he has something to look forward to.
Right.
He's not gonna be thinking about being violent. I get that, right? I get that. So it is good for society, right?
I agree with that.
It is.
I understand your point too. Like both of y'all are both sides of my argument. Like,
no, I agree with that in that. But what I'm saying is not the average man, but when you rise to a certain level.
Yes, you can't get with a stud and then think you're gonna have him by himself. It don't go like that. It doesn't go like that. And 98% of the time, that's not the case. So if you want to get with that guy, he's a stud, he's good looking, strapping through, he in the gym, getting money. You know,
then you gotta accept.
You're gonna have to deal, right? And even if he, let's say, because it's studs out here that's not getting money that you still gotta deal with. Average man, you gotta deal with Tyrone busting a few joints down. You get what I'm saying?
100%.
So if you want to get with the stud, and you think
monogamy
you're gonna have him by himself,
good,
it is good. It is good, right? It is good. But there's a certain type of man that's out there.
Is monogamy good? Is
monogamy
good for you?
Look.
That nigga is.
Wait, nah, fuck that.
Don't worry about me.
This is the dilemma.
Don't worry about me,
This is the dilemma, bro.
Don't worry about it.
This is the dilemma. Monogamy is good for society.
Don't worry about
me.
Listen.
The reason why I can't say about me, because one, if I do get with a certain type of woman, I may wanna just say, yo, I'm chilling with her and I'm good. But then also, if I tell you, no, it's not good for me, any woman that you see me with, you're gonna automatically associate with her, he's cheating on her. And that may not be the case.
Right.
But I'm seeing other women because I'm not gonna be cheating. She's gonna know whatever it is I'm doing. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But so about me, it doesn't matter. It's about what's good for the culture.
Weave that nigga, yo. Politically
you weave better than Mayweather, bro.
Nigga, that was flawless, nigga.
But and like I was saying to you, I was telling guys, be upfront about this, right?
Yeah.
Don't lie about this.
Right.
And here's the thing too, the problem that I have with that is that there's a lot of guys, and I said this before too, there's a lot of guys in the fucking friend zone that would be better options, right?
I can never.
No, but what I'm saying, I'm saying,
I'm with you.
If women are saying they want a faithful guy and a guy that makes them feel comfortable, there's a lot of guys. You can choose.
Pick that guy.
But they don't
That's
want that guy.
That's what's good for you.
But they don't want that guy. So my thing is, ladies, and I'm asking you, why is it okay for you to go for the top tier guy? You know it comes with problems. Rather than be with a guy in your friend zone.
And why? And what makes you think, honestly? Do you qualify for a stud to be?
Is that
only exclusive
for you?
For you? Yeah, I get that.
Do you qualify for that? Are you everything that guy would need, or a guy like that would need?
But if discipline, hold on, let me be the devil's advocate.
But wait,
discipline and monogamy is good.
Guys,
I'm just playing both sides.
Girls,
me too, but that's what I'm saying.
Women typically they want the best. Right. Men, we want the most.
I agree.
Right. But you need the best for you. That's another.
But
thing.
now we got
That's the best because you can't handle that man. You can't handle that man.
So now we got to talk about how does social media play a part in women having an overvaluated a sense of self-worth. You got girls who are average. You got girls who are average who thinks they deserve a man in the top. Once you say you want a man that makes 100K, that's top 15%. Then you gotta be 6 feet. Then you gotta have abs like you, right?
You gotta be fucking Luke Cage over here. This nigga look like he can eat a bullet. That's how it his motherfucking head.
Yo,
Nigga,
ladies,
nigga,
listen, fellas, if you have a wife, do not send her to
I won't touch her. I'm probably gonna train her.
Do not send her to his acting class. I warned you, right? I warned you.
You can ask any woman that I coach.
He say catching bullets with his teeth. Catching bullets with his teeth.
Nigga, you want
that's an old school movie.
Any woman. Any woman that I...
Well,
let's plenty of women vouch for me. But no. Once I train you...
Yo, you a real Tyler Perry villain.
No.
You the Tyler Perry villain.
Acting class, you nigga work out.
Yo,
I bet you a fitness trainer too, huh?
Yeah, I do. But the thing is, on some real shit, once I work with a woman, if I'm training her or I'm coaching her, I would never.
Super personal.
That's it.
But I think that's when they typically try to, they want you more.
Yeah.
When you're not showing any interest.
When you showing
so is this a ploy?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir. It's a boundary. I need my bread.
But is it a difficult boundary to uphold?
It's my... No.
You ain't never had no real bad joint like...
Listen.
She said, I ain't gonna tell my husband.
I want my...
You stutter. You don't stutter. Stop playing.
Because I'm about to tell something and I'm like, nah. You know what I'm saying? I'll say this. I've dealt with a girl who I've coached, but it was after the fact. She pressed me, and I've never coached her ever again. And then we had.
My man said that she pressed him like the cleaners.
Yeah, but she was bad. Like
she was
bad.
No, she was like super mom. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's levels to this, right? Like if you're up there, then you might get me because I'm a man. You might get me, right? But then now this is over because I don't want anybody to see me dating a student. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because they're like, oh, he's fucking the girl he's training.
And these students are over. They're legal.
So
these
are grown people.
Grown adult.
I don't coach children.
Yeah.
Right. I don't coach children.
Adult women.
So if me and her get into a thing, you know what I mean? That's it. But that was only one situation I've ever had like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty good though. That's pretty good.
I've ever had like that, and then we never.
That's pretty good track.
Yeah.
Because for most niggas who use that as their way to get.
Yeah. But once I'm with you and I'm training you, then my money is the.
So let me ask you a question, O.
Yes, sir.
You get married, you settle down.
Yes, sir.
Are you gonna be faithful and monogamous?
I am faithful, right? And faithful.
He said I'm faithful because she knows.
If she knows, am I cheating? You know what I mean? No, she's not cheating.
Facts.
But
get him. Oh, because he said I was a dictator. Because I said
it's how you say it.
No, I said this is what you say. You're being honest and upfront. Like I said, I want somebody to, hate me up front and love me in the back end.
Right. But if I also want to clear this because I don't want to seem like I'm just out here with mad women.
You gotta have a clear image. If
I'm with my wife, right. I don't think if I made someone my wife, I don't think I would have any reason to be stepping out. You know what I mean?
I gotta get you though. I always say men and women show loyalty differently.
Yes, I'm not opposing any man from doing what they do. If you have that understanding with your woman, I think that's great. Because for a woman to be my wife, she would check certain boxes that I'm satisfied with. You know what I mean? And I've been in the games so long. No.
He gives such a good politically correct. Like you can't get mad.
No. I've been in the game so long. Like I've been out here, right? Like I'm not somebody. I've never. It's not like I've never gotten women or I don't get women and things like that. So that doesn't.
When do you get into politics, bro?
I said he should be president.
At that point, it doesn't interest me.
Good.
It doesn't interest me, right? So if I'm with her and she got the title my wife, I really, for me. I don't think
that's it.
Yeah, I've done
everything. Yeah,
I've done.
And I said that. I said eventually a man gets tired. Like you.
It's not even me tired. Because I'm not tired. I don't think you can get tired.
Let me ask you a question. Oh, it's tiring, right? Some guys have to go pursue and chase. What if everything that you find attractive is falling into your lap?
That's how it usually happens to me, right? I'm not even capped. I'm like, no. I don't want to come off like that.
Like Casanova over here?
No. I don't, because I don't chase. I'm focused on what I need to do.
So I understand.
Right? I just grew up like that. And I just told you about my father. He never was somebody who was chasing a woman. Right. Things of that nature. So I don't believe in that. Right? It's just about work and then all the rest comes. So if it comes, it comes. Yeah. But for the other guys chasing, I don't even like the girl who likes you. I'm not into the chasing thing. I don't advise anyone to do that because if you're chasing someone, if you're chasing a woman, she's eventually gonna keep running. You know, so you gotta stop. Like the girl who likes you, because that girl, there's a girl that's gonna do right by you. She's gonna treat you real right. You know what I mean? So don't chase. She might not be that 10. I don't even like to date 10s. She may not be that 10. But
she might act right.
She a 5, and she loyal. She holds you down. She cooks. She cleans. She's inspiring you. She's a help. She's a help me. You know, she's nurturing. She's consoling. Run with that woman, family.
I 100%.
I don't give a fuck if you're a stud or not. If you're a stud and you get that 6, Get that 6, fam.
I say, learn to be the king of your area, whatever you at. Like, whatever level you at, just be the man there. Like, you don't gotta be compared to nothing. If that girl revere you and worship you like the man you are, then that is your queen.
Yeah,
like,
they know your tribe, family.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Oh, promise me you'll come back.
Of course,
this is
man. There's so much to talk about.
You don't even know.
Y'all try to get me to my
there's
brother.
so many things I didn't even get to say, my nigga, but it was good. It was good.
Appreciate you.
Man,
bro.
Y'all niggas hilarious.
Bro, we're gonna like next episode, we're gonna have some women come by so we can have some healthy, constructive back and forth in debates. But yeah, till next time.
Yes.
My man Omar Salmon. And how can they if they wanna, check in with you with the acting schools and everything?
You could just hit me up. You could email me at theorganicact@gmail.com, or you could hit me up on the Instagram. It's theoae_.
And your fitness page if they want to tap in and
page
get in
is,
shape.
The Fitness Gems on Instagram. So you just hit me up, tap in.
For all you single ladies.
Your women are safe when they train with he's a businessman.
That's
you heard once he work with you.
As long as you're paying.
Right.
That's it.
But after he finished training you.
Nah.
I'm saying
they gotta come back. They gotta send their friends.
I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you, bro.
Please come back though. Seriously, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Listen, look. You're not a guest, your family.
Yes, sir.
And whenever we do something, you here, bro. You don't have to ask. Right here, bro. Love you, bro. Appreciate you. Ty, again, thank you.
It was lit.
Capture Me to the Guys Podcast. Until next time, we out.
Let's get out of here.